Alcatel One Touch Idol 3 I already presented you from the Mobile World Congress shortly, but now the final product is here. I have tons of information for you, first test results and especially more in-depth detailed views. You might remember that we have a smaller version, 4.7 inch, and this is a bigger one, the 5.5 inch display. And the special trick was that you can use it upside down. You have above here and down there one speaker and one microphone each. So it doesn't matter if you turn it around like this or like that. You can hold it like you want to onto your ear and make a phone call. That's especially helpful when you pull it out of your pocket. You do not have to waste some seconds by searching where is up and where is down. Okay, this is easy that way, but if you pull it like that, for example, and then there is one more trick. You have that double tap over here. And as you see here, just swipe over and phone. Doesn't matter if you hold it like this or like that, works in both positions. And that's really clever because you do not have to look even for that on-off standby button over here, just that double tap and a swipe, and here we are. Second thing is that we're talking about Android 5.02, meaning you have a very new version of Android. It looks almost 100%, or let's say 99%, as you see here in the settings, native Android, or here in the app launcher, this is exactly the same, meaning you have automatical alphabetical sort, but you cannot have individualization in the menu, in the app launcher. That you have to do here on the on these screens. But on the other hand, you will find that very native and very, especially here in the quick launch area like that one, you will intuitively know whatever you have to find where. So first is the double tap, that's Alcatel, and the second thing was that you might have seen already on the lock screen here that you have these 5 icons, double tap them. And for example, here we'll have started the calculator, or you can, I guess you have to grab it like on HTC and then double tap. Yeah, it takes a second. Or start music with a double tap. You know the principle. The only thing I would wish is that you could individualize these apps over here, but you can't. For example, this is here, add a new contact, as you can see here. So this is clever, but maybe there would be something better than, for example, this one on the right here, that's launching a QR code reader. Maybe someone of you would have a better idea. But that's a way, at least at the moment, as it is. Yeah, this is something great. And on the other hand, you have, again, a speaker here, a speaker there, means stereo front speakers. And to go, for example, and listen to this piece of music here, yeah, this is okay. Okay, I will do a sound battle with the HTC One M9. So, but for a first impression, very strong, very powerful, and for a smartphone at least, powerful basses. So I love that sound, but there will be a sound check too. Yeah, and especially the display, 5.5 inch, or to be precise, 5.46 inch full HD, meaning 1080 by 1920 pixels, and this is not only, or we can have a closer look, for example, to this one, not only very sharp, just to see here, for example, we're talking about 403 ppi, that's 13% above the average, or for example here, or in the app launcher, go there, that you see. These are very tiny text, nevertheless very sharp, great. And as you can see here, it's very bright. I measured 578 candela per square meter, or nits if you may want. This is 1:1, so 578 nits. This is even brighter than the iPhones, 47% above the average, meaning you have a big display, you have a sharp display, and you have a bright display, meaning you can read even the bright sunlight. And last but not least, this is IPS dual domain, meaning the subpixels are ordered in two different angles, so meaning this is even better viewing angle stability than regular IPS. So you won't find any better display than that in this price range, at least. And we're talking about recommended retail price of $340 for the big one and $270 for the smaller one, at least here in Germany, Europe, meaning street prices round about $230 for the smaller one and $300 for the big one here. And this is kind of good, really good display for this price range. On the other hand, you have that fixed, that built-in battery, and it has a capacity of 2,910 milliamps, and you cannot remove it. So this is kind of a problem with these big screens almost, but nevertheless, I did that runtime test. That's always the same. It's a video in 200 nits, meaning very dimmed, and then the Idol 3 made 505 minutes. That's already 6% above the average. Average meaning always all smartphones I've tested in the last 12 months, so meaning the actual smartphones. And if you compare this to the display size, this result is even 18% above the average, meaning for a 5.5 inch, 505 minutes is really great too. Last of all is the processor. Yeah, you know, it's a Snapdragon 615, meaning, yeah, you have 8 cores, but just 4 with 1.5 gigahertz and the other 4 with 1.0, and just 2 GB of RAM, so that's kind of mid-range feature setting. But here I do tests, benchmarks, 12 benchmarks with more than 50 results. I'm computing to an overall value, and in this overall score, the Idol 3 has a result that's 16% below the average. But on the other hand, again, $300. So this price, in this price range for $300, the result is at least 7% above the average. So meaning for the price, you're getting okay, not the best, not the top, but okay processor value. Last of all, you might remember that we have just one slot over here. That's a combination slot. You have 2 after the other, so you have the choice. But that's not a combination choice. You have to choose before you buy, because there are 2 different versions. In the first one, you can insert only 2 SIM cards, so dual SIM. And the other version, you can insert only 1 SIM and an SD card. So you have to choose, and it's not something you can change after you've bought your version, unfortunately. So the dual SIM version, you can't expand the memory, then the internal memory is 32 GB. And if you choose the single SIM version, then you have 16 GB internal memory plus SD card up to 128 GB. And in the smaller one, by the way, the 4.7 version, it's half the amount of memory inside, so meaning 16 or 8 plus the SD card in the 8, but meaning 8 GB, do remember that, you will have round about 4 GB net. Here it's round about, yeah, I guess 22 GB roundabout. Don't nail me on that. Round about 22 GB net memory on the big one from 32 GB. And from the 8 GB single SIM version, from the smaller one, you will leave only 4 GB. So be careful with that, because you have an SD card then, yes, but you cannot move all your apps to the SD card. So if you have a lot of apps, be careful with that. And something more concerning the cameras. You may remember front camera 8 megapixels, backside camera 13 megapixels, videos front and backside full HD, but both photo resolutions are just 4:3 format, and that's the old one. And you know, all modern screens, especially smartphone screens and TV sets, have 16:9 format. So if you choose that format, you will have only 9.4 megapixels backside camera, front side camera 5.1. The rest of the feature set is great. You have 4G, dual set HSPA, Wi-Fi and 5 gigahertz. Just only Wi-Fi AC is not supported. And of course, no fingerprint reader or IP protection against water and dust, and no pulse sensor or something you will not need in the practice. At least I did never. So for me, it's okay for that price, and especially big, great, sharp, bright display. I really love this one. I love the speakers, I love the price, and especially it's really very thin, just 7.4 millimeters. And by the way, it's 141 grams, so meaning nevertheless it's very solid, very stable build because of that metal frame around here. So from the feeling, I really love that too. Feeling, design, and for that price, it's okay. You just have to keep in mind, be careful what kind of version you choose, dual SIM or single SIM, meaning you have an SD slot or not. I hope I could help you a little bit with these first test results for your decision concerning the Alcatel Idol 3. Thanks for watching, and please be so kind to recommend my channel and to subscribe to it. Thanks for that in advance, and take care. Bye.